Welcome back, folks, to World of Warships Legends. I'm Soopa-Dave, and in the shop, the Constellation is on sale. So I figured, you know what, I'll take it out, do a quick video. For the full entire guide, I've already done that. I will try to leave that in a pinned comment down below. I'll give you the rundown of the basis of this thing as we go here. Now, I'm not trying to sell a ship at all. Okay, I always start by saying that. I'm not trying to sell ships. I talk about the ships themselves. And Constellation is absolutely one of my favorite ships in the game. Now, I'm not biased because it's American. I'm biased because it's super accurate and very consistent. Couple weaknesses of it. It is one of the few ships that can be overmatched by other battleships at the tier. And really, going broadside, you can get caught and dev struck. But that's kind of almost every ship, right? Going broadside. But that being said, for an American battleship, it is very quick for an American battleship for the most part. So there's some other bonuses to it. And this thing literally went and took out this ship now he's going to go dark here, so we're not going to have the best shot in the world. But I literally just took this out for one match, and I got this game, guys, for you. So it's not like this thing is super consistent. I can get in this thing every time now, barring something apocalyptically bad. We'll have a decent game in it. Also, this thing is lethally accurate because it has battlecruiser dispersion. It's already pretty accurate as an American ship. But with battlecruiser, dispersion, it is absolutely lethal when it comes to accuracy. In fact, the only ship I think that has the only battleship at the tier that has the same Sigma value is Champagne, and I think Gascon now, but the Americans get a plotting room. For the 10 dispersion, so this does make it better. Now, Charles Martel, you can see even when he was angled at us, we hit a bunch of shells, and that is going to be the last turn Charles Martel makes, I can assure you. Even with only 6 shells, you guys want to see a magic trick? Ta-da! Charles is no longer here. That being said, I pushed up a little bit, and you can see, a lot of shells will penetrate. Even HE and stuff, we'll get some penetrations. It happens. You can angle for the most part against many ships. Now, you're going to see here, hood is going to be a little bit of a problem. We only have one turret ready in the moment, but you can see we do hit a shell. This thing is lethally accurate, guys, and it's a very consistent ship. It only does have 8 guns, but I can assure you that's all that thing needs, is we send out one turret, hit both shells, and get a Citadel on hood. Alright, so we're backing up a little bit. Another big perk of this thing, by the way, really good at ranked, right? In ranked, you have... the reason this thing is really good in ranked is you have torpedoes. It's the only battleship in the game that has like all the tools, right? It has the radar, torpedoes, its speed. It's got a lot of tools for what it is. So you can get rid of destroyers, plus you have torps if you need to use them close in. And the other untalked about bonus is this ship's ability because these are the American 16-inch shells, they are the early versions of it, like West Virginia. While they're accurate, they also are really lobby. And for ranked, that's really good because them secondary ships, when you plunge down onto them, you 100% can Citadel them. And it is very good against secondary ships at distance because of that. Now, also, we're going to start to move in here. We're spotted, and we're trying to, you always notice I'm looking over to the side. I'm being very careful as we're going to send just a front set out at Mayoko, and we are going to hit 2 of the shells into a citadel. You guys noticing a pattern here? This thing is lethal with its accuracy. Like, right? And some of these ships haven't even been in, like, really super close. But we're going to go ahead. These torpedoes are actually handy. And, like, what we're going to show here is I'm going to throw some out just in case that Mayoko decides to pop his nose out. We hit him pretty hard. And we got our guns loaded in case he does, but our carrier does a good job and gets rid of him and finishes him off. So now we just have the hood over here. We've done a pretty good job at clearing out our side. And this hood is actually here, is going to start to push in and try to take the cap. Not a bad play here, but we're going to go ahead and work on them. Also, notice I haven't shot down a plane yet. This is another strong thing about the ship. We got our first plane shot down 9 minutes in, right? Now we're going to eat a couple of these torps from the carrier. Not much I can do about it. And we are going to go ahead and take a beating from that salvo because we're not going to just give up our whole broadside to hood. We're going to take a nice little shot here on hood. Somebody gets a little bit of damage off of them. Otherwise, that would have been a depth strike. Like there's a few ships that I get along with very well. I think Borodino, obviously, Minnesota, Kansas, them ones obviously. Some other ones, as we have some incredible server problems here for a second. The servers lately have been sketchy, and no, that was not my internet. So, but anyway, Constellation, man, I have a lot of fun with Constellation. Now, right here, we're not shooting right at North Carolina because we want to give ourselves up. We know the carrier was last spot in front of us, so I'm trying to get moved up for the carrier because clearly he's the carrier. Not too thrilled with me probably right now, and he's changed his target to me, even though this thing has amazing AA. And you're going to see that with 7 minutes ago, we've only had shot down 5. So he's only put 1 salvo on, or the carriers only came to us 1 time. And at the end of the match, you're going to see how this plays out. Now, we're going to take a shot here. Definitely would have finished up Picardi, but somebody else, in fact, gets to him. So we're going to be a little bit careful here. We're angling to North Carolina. Even though we took a little bit of health damage in the beginning, we're still fine, right? So you can see I'm checking my range for Anholt, because if I can get a hold of Anholt at this range, that's another ship that's easy to sail to know. German ships, and just a lot of the secondary ships like Atlantico, with this ship, you're going to citadel at range. And that's why I highly recommend putting New Jersey on it, because a lot of times this ship is very powerful at range. You can see we're starting to shoot down some more of his planes in a very quick hurry. So I'm trying not to give up my broadside. I'm trying to tuck behind this island, but you're going to see here I get way closer than I think. But to Constellation's credit, even me being a moron as we get our high caliber, I actually almost make this turn, which is pretty crazy. But that kind of shows you Constellation's also pretty maneuverable. Like I said, not a whole lot of weaknesses. It's a little bit higher ceiling to play this ship, because if you make a mistake, you pay for it a little bit more in this ship. But I absolutely love it. I think, now, I don't play any ship a ton. Like, out of all my ships, I don't even have a ship that I played over 200 matches. I rarely stay in a ship forever. But this is one of them ones that eventually, will be a lot of my ships played. So you can see here, we are getting, all of a sudden, he's only spent a couple minutes on us. What, 3 or 4 minutes? We're getting real close to our clear sky as we just get it in like 3 minutes. You get a carrier focused on you, it's taking down planes. Now, sadly, I did have to go ahead and heal that. And here's another example of the accuracy. Look at this. Kaga, I don't know how this isn't going to be a depth strike. It was pretty close. So we almost had 3 dev strikes in this match with our guns. And we didn't even sit it on. We just got 5 shots that were on target, and we murdered them. Now, obviously, I had to do that damage count on that rudder, otherwise I've been driving around in circles. So he is going to go get ahead and get a... he is going to get a fire on us, but we are going to shoot the rest of his planes down, and we are going to, in fact, live. Now, at this point, it's more about staying alive to keep the points going. When you get this low on health, you're better off just staying alive to keep your points. Even if you don't do anything, you staying alive at this level here is more important than trying to get 5,000 more damage. If you get into a position where you can do damage, as our team is finishing them off, we have, we already have 900 points. There's no reason for me to go die in this match for nothing, right? So... position like this, you're better off. I can go sneak into the cap if something bad starts to happen to keep us getting points. And we've already obviously won our side and the middle in this match. Our team's doing a good job on the other side. And we've defended our cap as well when we did have to back up. So this thing is just a lot of fun. One of my favorite ships in the entire game. I like a lot of ships, obviously. You guys probably hear about this, but this is one of them ones where this might be, top 5 of my favorite ships in the game. I'm not saying it would be for everybody, but this is for me as well. As you can see, even with taking gyrating drill bits, we're going to take a shot at Black, but he's actually going to turn out, so kudos to him. Even with taking gyrating drill bits, we're still going 30 knots. This thing is pretty good, man, for speed. But as we get our dreadnought, we got our high caliber, we almost dev struck 3 things. Like, pretty solid match just for my first match getting into it. And as first match in like 2 months I've been in it. So with a 3,200 base game, really helping our team out. You guys have a wonderful day. I will see you next time, folks. Have a good one.